I'm Meteorologist Alex Williams here with you in our Weather Impact Alert Center, at least one final time for this Weather Impact Alert Day. And hopefully you enjoyed some of the snow that fell, just like, I guess, behind me, right? So our own Chief Meteorologist Tim Buckley sent us this, and pretty nice. He got some slow-mo in there. Several of you sent in some of your photos as well. It was kind of one of those days that you just kind of enjoyed some of the weather out there for sure. And so that's indeed what we dealt with today. So pretty nice all in all, things considered. The way the system turned out was pretty much his forecast, about a trace to half an inch. And I think half an inch is about what most, what was the highest amount? Not most. Most of us saw next to nothing, right? It was a white rain. It kind of came down from the sky, didn't really accumulate on a whole lot of things. Some of the rest of us did see some accumulation, like in Bethany, North Carolina, up there in Rockingham County. John Cobb sent us this one. You can see the porch is covered, the grass is covered, and same thing in Winston. Winston got some snow as well. Marcos W. Tagged me in this on Twitter, or I should say X. It said X, and I still said Twitter. Sometimes old habits die hard, right? So some coating on the deck there, even the grass, in some of the other photos. And so, yeah, some of you definitely did see some snow. And then Christian Etheridge there in Alamance County sent us this picture of snow in Graham. So that's a pretty good coating of snow. So some of us did see it, some of us didn't. If you hate snow, it's over. If you like snow, we got some. So there you go. Kind of both people appeased somewhat. As far as snow cover is concerned, well, we're not going to see a whole lot of it stick around. Even several inches of snow falling in central Georgia, believe it or not, and sun came up and gone. So that'll be the case for us. I mean, anything that did fall is probably already melted. If it didn't and it leaves the roads wet, that's why we're still tracking that weather impact alert day, because overnight tonight we will see those temperatures continue to drop. There's your patchy black ice, and again, kind of through the overnight hours into the early morning hours tomorrow, it will be turning very cold overnight. Icy patches will be possible on probably those secondary roads. I would say the state highways, state roads, city roads, those are all pretty good, especially if they were treated. Maybe they weren't treated, but still not seeing, driving Wendover here in the last hour or so for my dinner break looked all right. And I did not see any sopping wet sections of that. However, that doesn't mean patchy ice is not possible, or not completely out of the question, I should say. So bundle up, use caution, of course, if driving. If out there early tomorrow, we've got MLK Day, so we've got parades going on, we've got the monks coming into town, and so if you're going out for any of that, just watch out. So we will watch those temperatures continue to plummet as we go through the evening hours into those lower 20s by the early morning hours tomorrow, and then we're going to recover pretty nicely into those lower to middle 40s. So we will see warmer temperatures tomorrow. It'll be kind of a chilly, deceptively sunny day out there, and it'll be a little breezy. I think we see gusts up to about 20 miles an hour, but nonetheless, not too bad as far as the weather's concerned. Right now, it's pretty chilly out there. Temperatures already at freezing or below freezing. In fact, many of us below freezing in the upper 20s. Even some freezing fog being reported in certain places, such as Alamance County. And so, yeah, we'll have to watch out for that developing through the overnight. Freezing fog is the same as regular fog, except in this case, it's below freezing outside the air temperature. So imagine moisture just sitting there readily available to freeze upon contact. And that's basically what you've got going on outside if you get freezing fog. And like I said, there was reports of it there in parts of Alamance County. I guess I could see it there on the horizon. I'll point it out to you. You can see it here. See, there's some fog potentially, or it could be some low clouds. It's kind of hard to tell from this perspective, but nonetheless, temperatures well below freezing. We're in the upper 20s, and we will continue to watch temperatures fall as we go through the evening hours. So yeah, your Monday, lots of sunshine. We'll see temperatures in the mid-40s. Pretty nice day all in all for us. It's just the morning that we're concerned about for the patchy black ice on some of those roadways. So that's kind of what we're dealing with. All right, we got to talk about the next big system, right? And that would be into next weekend. Let me get myself off of here. All right, so we're watching Saturday. This is really more Sunday. This is Sunday morning is where these kind of timestamps are from. And yeah, you can definitely see, looks like we could see a system, right? Both models hinting at a system. The GFS is a little weaker, a little faster with this system. So not as much impact. The European model, which has typically been a little more reliable, is slower. It's got a colder solution and a stronger system. You can see the area of low pressure right off the coast. That's right where we want it to be, right? When we see a area of low pressure developing off the coast, if you want to see snow. If you don't want to see snow, you want to see this either trek more inland or go out to sea and pull that away. The other issue is we're going to have an area of high pressure to our north. So that's going to lock in the colder temperatures, and it's just going to be cold for a lot of next week. So still a lot of differences between the two models. Not really any consistency other than this strong signal that, yes, it is going to be chilly as we go into next week. So as far as our forecast goes, through the overnight, temperatures dropping into those mid-20s. It'll definitely be a chilly one for us. Temperatures do warm into the afternoon, though, into those lower to middle 40s. We will see sunshine. It'll be a little breezy as well. Those gusts up to about 20 miles an hour. And then tomorrow night, we'll see maybe a few passing clouds. Temperatures are really cold because we're going to get a reinforcing shot of some cooler temperatures, some Arctic air coming in. It'll be a dry cold front, so we won't see any precip with this, maybe a few passing clouds. And then into Tuesday, of course, much cooler behind that front. So we're keeping an eye on wet spots tonight. Those could refreeze and bring some impacts into your Monday morning. Otherwise, it's going to be cold as we go into those mornings over the next couple of days. And yes, we're tracking that possible wintry system that could bring impacts into next weekend. Still too early to know the exact details of that, though. I do want to show you the upper air and show you kind of what we're dealing with. So this is what we have right now. We are in the midst of that cooler air, and so you can see it swinging around Canada there. And then as we go into Thursday, we really don't warm up. We kind of stay in this westerly flow. We call that zonal flow in meteorology, and so that's just going to keep things moving pretty quickly from west to east, and doesn't exactly lock us into a pattern necessarily exact. So by Friday morning, that's what we're looking at in the upstairs. And remember, this is just one model run. This is the European, I believe. Yes, and the upper levels. So watch as we go from Friday, kind of more zonal, to Saturday. Do you see how we start to shift a little bit more into this southwest flow? This is what's concerning, because to our north, we're going to have a pretty strong area of high pressure. A lot of the models, most of the models that go out that far hinting at an area of high pressure building into the northeast, and it's going to feed in that northerly, northeasterly wind, and that's going to dam us in with that cold air. So we'll have the wedge in place potentially as we go into our Friday and into the weekend. So we're going to have cold air. What are we doing upstairs? We're bringing in a southwest wind flow, which is a warm wind. So we are going to have cold air locked in at the surface, being locked in at the surface with the wedge, and we're going to have warm air riding up over that. What do you think that might create for us? If you said ice, you would be correct. So this is the concern. This is a setup, definitely something wintry. Does the area of low pressure even develop at all? The signal has at least been consistent for the colder temperatures being in place. What's not consistent from run to run is where the low pressure is. Is it further north? Is it further south? Is it further east? Is it further west? That's going to continue to kind of be unknown at this point. As we get closer, we'll be able to hone in on those details and start to tell you really, especially as we go through next week. So it's one of those just remains to be seen. That is concerning, though, looking at the southwest wind flow coming in there, and again, riding up over a dome of colder temperatures, that could create a whole bunch of not fun stuff for us. And then you can see as we go beyond that, potentially looking at another extended stay of some very cold bitterly cold temperatures. I think we could see temperatures maybe in the low teens. So that's not something you mess around with. That's definitely something that is going to be very, very cold. It'll be something that'll have to be watched as well. So that black ice, watch out for that as we go through the evening hours tonight. And then, of course, stay tuned, as we like to say, for, what is to come as far as, next weekend. That'll be something that we'll just have to see what happens. So I'm trying to think if I missed anything for you guys or not. I can show you some of those gusts maybe into the day tomorrow. Pull that up for you. So here we are into our Monday. You can see towards the afternoon, we get gusts up to around 20 miles an hour. So that's going to feel chilly. Temperatures are only going to be in the lower to middle 40s. And we'll have about a 20 mile an hour wind. No, we're not going to have an extreme wind chill, but nonetheless, something that'll keep us on the cooler side of things. And so that's kind of the way things are looking right now. Those temperatures will continue to drop. Let's look at visibility just to see, are we dealing with any fog anywhere? Yeah, it does look like there is some fog out there. And remember, if we do see fog, that's going to be freezing fog because of those temperatures, especially to our south. And you can look at that Siler City down to 2 miles of visibility, Roxborough 1 mile visibility, Burlington down to 5. So again, anything limiting visibility fog-wise, that is going to be freezing fog, and you'll get ice to start to latch on to anything metal or anything cold, and a light glaze will be possible. So be careful, especially in those areas that see freezing fog. You might even see more slick patches into the morning. So watch out for that as we go through the next couple of hours there, watching those temperatures drop. So that's kind of what we've got going on here as far as the temperatures and whatnot. Let's see here. Interesting. That's not working. So that'll do it for now, and that'll wrap up this weather impact alert day. We'll keep it on through the 11 just for that patchy black ice, but just be careful as we go into the day tomorrow. Have a great rest of your evening.